Chinese food store got my change. Looking at the money, wonder how this shit came. I'm looking at the money, think this shit might have came from that chick named Jane with the nice thick frame. Or maybe it came. All right, what's up, y'all? This is Shady Will. I'd like to welcome y'all to Social Ghosts Talk Radio. Today, we're going to talk about a very sensitive subject to myself, and I want to go ahead and bring it up on the screen for those that are watching, those that are listening. This is concerning the Alpha Esquires. So I have special guests here, and like I said, we're gonna talk about this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm there. We go. We're gonna talk about this, and like I said, I have special guests. I'd like to introduce Miss Carla Collins, Konnor Cotton, a former member of the Alpha Squires, and Mr. Bruce Cotton, the father and a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. But before we get started, I want y'all to check out this video. This is what have us actually coming on to discuss this today.
Collecting beads for a project. What are those signs? What project are we working on?
Some art break project, probably. Here you've got a fraternity.
Yes, yes.
And these are really good. These are designed to get kids off the streets and out of trouble. Give them something productive to do with their lives. And I believe that's what is this fraternity is all about. I'm pretty sure that's what this is.
All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and dig in. Look, before we start talking about it, for those that are watching and those that are listening, I want to make sure that y'all actually know what the Alpha Esquires represent. And I'm gonna read this excerpt. It says, "What is the Alpha Esquire? It's a rites of passage youth leadership program aimed at socializing and preparing young African American males for manhood, fatherhood, and community. The Alpha Esquires seek communities. The Alpha Esquires Academy seeks mentorship to mentor by building and promoting leadership development, career awareness, community involvement, and educational planning." All right. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor up to Bruce. What you feel about this, man? And tell us a little bit about what the Alpha Esquire stand for.
Well, good afternoon. Well, good evening, everybody. The Alpha Esquire was a great program. Well, I got my son in it for many reasons. One reason I wanted to show him um, that there are men in the community that actually care about the youth. No, my son is not from a broken home, but I just wanted him to get an insight of what fraternal brotherhood really means. Yes, he can have brotherhood with his friends, but I wanted him to step outside of the box and see it from a different angle. They promote positivity, they promote unity, they're very big on community service, which is something again that I wanted my son to experience because my, Darian, my son was a two-sport athlete for so long, and that's all he knew, school and sports. So I wanted him to get a different aspect of what is to come in his future. And so they went around, they did a lot of positive things. They did financial literacy, showing them how to, write checks, how to balance a checkbook, and just giving back to the community.
Okay. So, for those that are listening and watching, he gave you a brief overview of what it actually means. And like I said, this young man is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So a lot of the goals and morals, can we say it was implemented into the Alpha Esquires as well, Mr. Cotton?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I joined I joined my fraternity because I wanted to keep the legacy alive. My father was an alpha, so I just wanted to follow in his footsteps. But in the meantime of me following in his footsteps, I gained a lot of knowledge. I knew how to be resourceful. It taught me how to meet people from all walks of life, not just from the black community, but from the Asian, the Latino, and the Caucasian community as well. It just showed me how to interact with life, what life brings you, so to speak.
Okay. So the lady that I get a lot of information from, and I really appreciate her being here. We go open the floor up to Miss Carla Collins. How you doing,
Hello,
Carla?
everyone. I'm doing great, and thank you for inviting me. I'm not going to be too long, but I do want to personally thank the couple, I believe, for my understanding that created or started this chapter with the Esquires, or actively involved on a consistent basis or whatever. And also, um, I just want to send a shout out to each and every last one of those distinguished young gentlemen that were out there. I want to let them know, um, as they know, they are not at risk, but they are loved, and they do have a village behind them. And a part of that village is the auntie named Carla. Marie, does go come. Personally, my nephew Dylan Laird is a part of that organization, and I'm not gonna lie, I was taken aback, and I had to like me calm down to see, okay, how are we gonna do this? Um, I do want to remind all of us that the babies are watching, and that's something I have to be cognizant of as well. Um, so, they are watching how we handle this, and I want others to be aware of that as well. And thankful to all the parents who have, sent me information on their sons, because I will be, highlighting their sons, and I will continue to do that moving forward. I do want to play devil's advocate with this as well, and this is something that I do. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, because he did mention at risk, and we know in the Divine Nine in that community, and as the young gentleman, the brother said earlier, pretty much we have legacy, right? Because his dad was one. I would like for us to take a moment to make lemonade out of lemons that Rick Bro had mentioned with at risk. Because it had me thinking, well, what about although those babies were not at risk, what about those that are at risk? What about those who don't have a dad, who don't have an uncle, who is not part of a frat, who literally are at risk? And let's take that. I'm not a part of any of those organizations, but I would like to, employ you guys to actually think about those babies, because, although they may not be, scholarly, or have, the love and the care, or feel like they don't have it at home, we need to go out and seek those babies to actually help bring them up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good. It's just like, when I was in church, and we used to hear, hey, it's easy to get the Christians that go to church or whatever. But the challenge, the reward comes into place when you go out and get those that are not. So, we actually need to be proactive and think about those babies as well. And if we know some or identify some, or know our children know of any or whatever, I again want to deploy each and every organization to think about those babies as well. That's
All
all I
right.
have to say. I love everything, and it was great. But yeah, we're gonna get at KTBS next. So
Hey, y'all heard it here first. Hey, and once again, man, we're here to congregate and educate. Um, if you know and you follow Social Goals, we provide information pertaining to anything that's positive that's going on. And once again, like I said, I want to publicly thank Carla for what she does. I've talked to her. I've told her this. I love her. I really, really appreciate you, Carla. I don't know where we'd be without you. I'm just being honest. Now,
hey, I'm doing
before
what I'm supposed to do. I'm auntie, but you're welcome.
Look, before we get Konnor in here, I want to bring in Konnor. Konnor is a former member of the Alpha Esquires. I want to show a couple of videos before we let him speak on this. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let's get it.
Hey y'all, I'm Lance Mohill. I'm the president of the Shreveport Alpha Esquires. We're here at Booker T. Washington Nursing Home today doing community service, and we would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, we gonna show this second video, and then we gonna go ahead and get it started.
Look back! Look back!
All right. I'd like to introduce y'all to Konnor Cotton. What's going on, Konnor? How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, man. So I asked and request for you to come on and tell us a little bit about your experience being a part of the Alpha Esquires.
My experience was good for the time I was there since I was in season. So I really never got to do most of the things that they did. But as far as the community service, I was there for a lot of that, and I attended most of the meetings, and they really just teach you about being a man, uh, the ins and outs, some of the do's and don'ts, and they really give you a lot of information, some of the education that we don't receive in school today, about our ancestors and our past generations. So for me, it was good for me. Like my dad said, it was a good thing for me to step out of my comfort zone and to be with other people and to surround myself with other black kids in the community to build friendships, learning what they know, exchanging knowledge. So I say it was good for me.
All right. So, what motivated you to become a part of the Alpha Esquires, Konnor?
It was really my dad. He motivated me to want to do it. Some of my friends were in it too, but they as time went on, they had a lot of other stuff to do, so they weren't in it as long as I was. But it was still good for me because of the new friendships I made along the way.
Okay. So I want to make sure we bring everybody on now. Is there any information, like Carl said, we want to make sure that KTBS has a full understanding of what the Alpha Esquires is and what's the goal for them to promote, what's going on. And I do want to shout out the people that are actually that Carla referenced. She referenced Miss Miss Macy French Larry and her husband, um, his
Mr. Roderick.
Mr. Roger Larry. So they're the
Mhm.
ones that really, and Miss Larry brought that to the to the forefront of what was going on. So I mean, what can we do, y'all, collectively, to make sure that these misconceptions and stereotyping stop?
Well, first of all, I would like to say most of those kids that enter the Alpha Esquire program, none of them are at risk kids. Most of those kids come from loving backgrounds. They have some of them have both parents, and some of them even have single parent homes, but they still find a way to make a way. Not only does the Alpha Esquire has that program, the Kappas have it, and the Omegas have it as well. But I think, like Miss Collins said earlier, that we need to do a better job in getting into the community and finding those kids. Because a lot of those kids, if they stay in there for 4 years, they get awarded scholarships, they get awarded job opportunities. Because a lot of those people have their own businesses, or either if they have their own business, if they don't have their own business, they're doing well for themselves that they can put those kids in a position to succeed after high school.
Oh wow, did y'all hear that? I'm like, he dropped the bomb. I mean, this is a program that sets a child up for their future, and that at risk. That I mean, that term is very deep because it seems like when I think of of the term at risk, I think about like poverty at risk. Someone that comes from a broken home. I can't get anything but negative vibes from that term. I mean, that term, and like I said, I'm not really talking, but it seems like whoever was talking about it, you could tell he really didn't know. But I think that there was better terms that could be used. What you think, Carla?
It's translated as thug, hoodlum, wild one,
Mhm, mhm,
savage,
mhm.
angry, mad, soon to be a CCC inmate. Like we just
And,
go be clear. It was
Anything.
nothing about it. Now we understand, yes, there are different things we say at risk. Oh, well, they're at risk with their grades failing or whatever. No. He said at risk kids from getting in trouble. Pretty much, oh, we pulling the kids out the ghetto. So,
Mhm.
hey, it is what it is. Everything that could be, it screamed Trump is back in office now, and we have a boosted ego, and we feel safe to openly express our disdain for those that don't look like us. So, absolutely. Um, but again, we know that is not the case. So he said what he said, and he meant it, and
Mhm.
that's just that. I prefer, and actually, I appreciate him because as though we thought he felt a certain kind of way, or he act like, or we get that energy. He's wearing his white sheet out in open. So I thank you, Mr. Rick, because now, without a shadow of a doubt, we know for certain. So now the pressure's on KTBS to see, hey, what you're gonna do. How do y'all feel about this, and how are we gonna afford
And I wish we had Miss Larry available because there's a scholarship program that the Alpha Esquires.
so,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you're not sorry about what you said. You sorry about you getting called out. So it is what it is.
Okay. So I want to ask you a question, Konnor. Um, there's a scholarship program every year, correct? For the
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about that program or what you can recollect
Ooh.
about it?
You said what?
What you remember about it?
Ooh, what I remember.
I know it's been 4 years. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just want to, get some information because I know you're a former member. Did you actually
Yeah.
apply for that scholarship back in the day as well?
Yes, I did.
And for those that don't know, Konnor, where are you at now? What do you do? I know you attend college. Did you follow your father's footsteps and you're at Grambling State University as well?
No, I didn't. I didn't follow his footsteps. Uh, I'm at Jarvis Christian University, and I'm a kinesiology major.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Oh, wow. Well, look, check this out. I really thank y'all for coming through and talking with me. I know y'all are very busy people. And we wanted to make sure that we educate those that don't understand the meaning of what is happening today. And we want to make sure that we change the narrative because, people want to change the game to keep the narrative, but we want to change that. We want that to be different. I really appreciate y'all coming through and talking with me. Is there any other information you want to add? So, Bruce, and Konnor,
Yes.
and even Carla, from the information y'all gathered, what can a prospective person do who want to become a part of the or a member of the Alpha Esquires? What's that process like, and who they need to contact?
Well, we put well when my son was in it, every year they have an intake. They prefer kids to be either in eighth grade or ninth grade. They want you to be eighth grade or ninth grade, and you go through the process. And then by the time your senior year, you know, you've been done so much where they award you scholarship money, and then at the end of that process, they have what you call a botillion, where all the seniors get highlighted in tuxedos. They have a formal dinner, and they have a bail that escorts them and be presented in front of their parents, in front of in front of guests. It's a very, very, very nice thing. I was glad to see my son participate in it. And like I said, they put out a scholarship. They put it out online, and anybody with a child can apply and attend the intake. So you don't
Oh,
have to be at risk. You don't have to be broken. You can be a young black eighth grade male that wants to do something different.
all right. Carla, any closing words, ma'am?
Um, I love y'all unconditionally, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Hey, I really appreciate y'all, Konnor. Hey, man, keep hitting those books. Hey, y'all, this is Social Ghost Talk Radio. I'm Shady Will, and we signing out. We go holla.